Annawadi, a slum that squats on the property of the Mumbai airport, lies in the shadow of everything that is unattainable to the people within it. With 3,000 inhabitants, living in a total of 334 huts, the contrast between the lives of the people within the airports and the lives of the slum dwellers living directly outside of it is spectacular. Not only are Annawadians in close proximity to the higher class, they depend on them, or rather their garbage. In a place where one of the few sources of income comes to collecting and selling the waste disposed of by the Mumbai airport facilities, the idea of living in trash is no longer metaphorical. Scavenging for garbage is by no means as simple as it sounds. With thousands of people working to do the same job, the competition is cutthroat.
A cloud of dark smoke, one that leads you to cough, to splutter, to choke. You want to throw up and spit out the bile. The smoke is that of flesh charred for a while. The cause doesn't matter, nor does the woman.
With little money, lack of education, high stress, and such unhealthy surroundings, the habits formed in Annawadi account for the spread of the world's top killer, non-communicable disease.
Less than 100 years ago, the most common causes of death throughout the world were infectious or communicable diseases like TB, smallpox or measles. But all that changed thanks to better hygiene, healthcare, vaccinations and antibiotics. Now, in the 21st century, we're told one of the greatest threats to world health is the rise of what are called non-communicable diseases, or NCDs for short.
Well, non-communicable disease is a word that covers many diseases. All diseases are not infectious diseases. The major clusters are cancer, heart disease, diabetes, allergy, Alzheimer's disease. The area that we're particularly focused on are those associated with lifestyle. So they include obesity, heart disease, diabetes.
Though the main issues in developing societies, unlike what Professor Gluckman noted, aren't related to obesity and lack of exercise, they are just as common as they are in countries like the US, but for different reasons. As depicted in the chart shown previously, alcohol abuse, smoking, and unhealthy diets are factors of non-communicable disease that are prominent among underdeveloped societies. It is the compilation of people's habits and lifestyles that over an extended period of time become deadly. Not only does illness come with poverty, but corruption does as well. In Annawadi, a system of bribery and fallacy lives within the law, because even the people in charge are desperate to feed themselves and their families.
Clearly part of Mumbai's lucrative illegal construction racket. Many people telling Sirinabian the entire system is broken. Even as 36 policemen were suspended in mass action in Kulra.
And 15 of them were caught on camera taking a bribe to allow illegal construction. Here's the Mumbai Police Commissioner Satpal Singh on action being taken.
As soon as we came to know when this CD was played on some channels, then we found that some constables are taking the money. Immediately we asked our officers to suspend these constables, and all the constables and the in charge of the police station have already been suspended.
It is this corruption that accounts for the unjust imprisonment of innocent people. If you've got the money, you're innocent. If you don't, you're not. It is due to the fact that money overrides the law that arbitrary arrest is all too common, and Article Number 9 of the UN's list of human rights is ignored far too often in Annawadi. Considering that the primary causes of arbitrary arrest and non-communicable disease, which are corruption and daily habits, have embedded themselves within Annawadian culture, the reform of these issues will be extremely difficult until the day that poverty no longer calls Annawadi its home.